Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd, and E3 2016 is underway. I've already made a video about the Xbox E3 press conference, so make sure you check that video out. But now it is time to talk about Sony. Let me tell you something about Sony. Sony is a troll. Weeks leading up to the E3 press conference, there were all these rumors going around on the internet of, oh, PlayStation, they got a new console coming out. Oh, an updated PlayStation 4. Oh, it's gonna be Neo, like the Matrix. And then Sony was like, yeah, I guess we're gonna put out a new console. And Xbox was like, oh, really? Oh yeah, we gotta show them that Slim. We gotta show them that new one, that Scorpio. Ha ha! We got two consoles in our press conference, PlayStation. What do you think of that? And PlayStation was like, yeah, we're putting out a new console, but we're not gonna show it at E3. We're just gonna show a bunch of really cool games. They see me trolling, they hating. You confuse Xbox, PlayStation with those rumors. You straight rabbit season, duck season, Microsoft. Man, they did not stop from the moment it started to the moment it ended with just a little middle of VR tech. Everything about this conference was games. And this was the very first time that I actually got to go to the Sony PlayStation E3 press conference. I usually watch it online, but this year I was actually there with friends, checking it out live. They had dudes in the corner going, oh, he, oh, zombie, and then some lady in the corner hitting the gong, beatboxing. And I'm like, what is going on? And these curtains go up, and then Sony presents, and then you see some kid, and you're like, okay, what's this game? A little kid in, I don't know what this is. And he's talking to somebody, and there's someone in the shadows, and he comes out of the shadows, and it's not Ninja Turtles, my friends. I'm talking about Kratos. Kratos is back with a brand new God of War. You know what? These video games, they start making me feel old. Marcus Phoenix in Gears of War decided he wanted to get old, and now Kratos is coming out with an old look and beard, and I'm like, man, stop it. If y'all getting old, if video game characters starting to get old, what does that mean for me? I mean, the retirement home's enough. I remember back in the days when Kratos was a young buck. This game looks amazing. It is beautiful. It is glorious. You are playing as Kratos, but you're also playing as his boy. I'm assuming his son. You have Kratos doing all the melee attacks, swinging the axe around, fighting beasts. You got the boy shooting bows and arrows. And you can see that Kratos is trying to train him, make him be the next generation. The war awakens. And then they pan out and the world looks beautiful. And then there's a freaking dragon flying around. I was sitting next to Katie, so I was like, dragon? She's like, I know. It was really, really awesome. That game looks really cool. Then they showed this game called Days Gone. When it first started, I was like, is this Walking Dead the game? It kind of looks like The Walking Dead. And then eventually I found out there's zombies and I was like, oh, this is The Walking Dead. I feel like this was a game that was made with the idea that it would be The Walking Dead and they couldn't get the license. So like, all right, we'll just call it Days Gone. When they showed the intro early in the presentation, I was like, all right, just another interesting little game with some zombies in it. Whatever. It was when they showed the gameplay of it at the end of the presentation, that's what actually got me hooked on it. This game is like zombie gremlins. You're walking around, you're trying to be all stealthy or whatever, but if you make a noise or if something happens that triggers the zombies to see you, it's not just like that one zombie, I'm gonna get you, and then you shoot them and you're good. It's a swarm. They're like in bunches. Freaking zombie lemming gremlins just attacking you at the same time, and you have to choose if you want to run away from them, which is a good option, or try to block them a little bit. So there was like a conveyor belt that was partly open. You could slam it down. There was a door that you could bring all the way down, but then eventually the zombies, because there were so many of them, broke through. Or you could turn around and just start shooting, and zombies are just like. There was a couple of times I got a little scared watching it because he would turn around and you would think the zombies are like pretty far away, and it literally like right there, you go, and then it gets all the way to the end, and he's on the top of this platform, and there's literally zombies all over the place, and they know that he's there. So it's crazy, man. I'm serious. It made me think of Gremlins. I don't know why. I think I just want Gremlins so bad in something. Lego Dimensions, thank you. I can see this being a Gremlins game. Can someone take this mechanic to Warner Brothers and say, Gremlins, video game, just like this. You turn around, it's like, do it, please. They showed some more of The Last Guardian. Looks beautiful. That game looks very pretty. We saw it last year, but this year they revealed the official date, which is my birthday, October 25th. That's when you can get The Last Guardian. So there you go, birthday present. Then they showed some gameplay of Horizon Zero Dawn, another game they had announced in an earlier E3. This is the one where machines have pretty much taken over as animals. It's this cool female character that you're running around as. I thought thought it was cool. It wasn't like, oh my god. I just thought like, this is pretty, this is nice. I got a really big Far Cry Primal vibe from it, like the way that it played, of being able to switch out your different weapons, the way that you were running around in this field. You were fighting animals, except this time they're just robotic animals. The robot animals, that stuff looks cool. There's one point where it's like a bull robot, and she sticks a stick inside of it, like Donatello from the Ninja Turtles movies, and then changes it, and then she can command it, and she can ride it. So that was really neat. So it's got some good stuff in it. And that lady, that's the lead of it. Can't wait to see that cosplay in DeviantArt, my friends. What is it about Detroit and robots? You got RoboCop, and now you got this android negotiator. Detroit become human. You are playing a robot negotiator who's going in, trying to solve a situation. In this particular cutscene that they show, it's this other robot who's apparently miswired. He's evil now, and he's got a girl in his hand with a gun on the top of a roof. You have to try to negotiate with them. So all the decisions that need to be made in the negotiation, you're making. And it's supposedly is going to have a multiple string of outcomes based on what decisions you make. So there was one case where everyone fell off the roof. There was one case where you were able to stop the guy and save the girl, the little girl. And then there was a time where you saved them, but then you fell off. Apparently, every action you choose, every decision that you make is going to change how the outcome of your story is, like a choose your own adventure type of thing. But just seriously, what is with Detroit and robots? Is it because the automotive industry stopped there and they were like, well, we got all this automotive stuff, but we can't make cars. What can we make? And someone went, we can make robots out of the technology. All right, let's do that. Detroit is back! Then it got so funny in that theater when they showed the demo for Resident Evil 7. Oh man, everyone freaked out. Not only because of this horror game, but because it was done as a VR experience. So it was showing you video of how it would look if you were playing the game in VR. Then one of the characters in the game was like, oh, better watch out. I don't want to end up like Andre. And I was like, wait, what? Did I get infected? Am I a zombie? Am I possessed? Am I the evil of residents? What happened to me? How do you not want to end up like Andre? I'm not feeling so good. Evil. Resident Evil. The demo for it is already available. You can play Resident Evil 7 Biohazard's demo right now if you have a PlayStation Plus account, so you can download that and scare yourself. And then on January 24, 2017, the full game will be out and you'll be able to play the game through PlayStation VR. And speaking of PlayStation VR is coming out on October 13th, 2016. It's going to be $399, and they have already announced that 50 games will be available for it, with more to come, obviously. So they want to let you know that you're going to actually get games for this VR experience. Virtual Boy has returned. I have not tried VR yet, and I want to try it because I just need to know if this is even worth it, because I gotta say I'm a little skeptic. When you start putting in things like 3D and VR and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, all right, let me see. But everyone's saying like it's a great experience. If I can just get my hands on one. I have tried so many times, but every single time I go to one, it's like, oh, you want to try VR? Here's the line. Bum, 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 lines closed. No! So if I don't get to try it, I guess on October I can buy it. But what really got me started with this VR thing, I was like, okay, maybe this is interesting. Star Wars Battlefront X-Wing mission VR. So you're gonna be able to fly around in an X-Wing using VR, and you're in space shooting around and everything. And I was just like, all right, that's cool. If you're a big fan of Star Wars, you have probably dreamed of being an X-Wing pilot, and we've had it in other games, kind of, sort of, where this one, it looks like you're now gonna be fully immersed in it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. You get to be in Star Wars. What could be crazier than that? I literally watched that trailer and went, well, other than Star Wars, who else would you want to be? What other character would you want to put yourself into? And it was like Sony must have heard me, because they go, well, we got the answer for that question for you. Have you ever heard of the Batman? As soon as I heard that voice, I was like, that's Mark Hamill, that's the Joker, this is Batman, we're gonna do Batman VR, it's Batman VR. Why you keep spanning out, showing me part of that Batman mask? I know what it is, I know it's the cow, just tell me what it is. Batman Arkham VR coming to PlayStation exclusively to PlayStation VR. You'll be able to be Batman. You always wanted to be Batman? Now you can. It's just Batman's gonna look cool. You gonna look like this. I'm Batman. Wee. Look at me, I'm Batman in VR. Wee. Swear to me. Then we got some Final Fantasy VR. Final Fantasy 15, y'all subtle, but don't think I ain't noticed that when you put that VR, you had that girl there like, hey, let me put this VR. Oh, let me put this VR on you so you can do your missions. Is your VR working? Is it working? I don't know about the final, but the fantasy is there. Oh, and you fight monsters in VR too. Did I mention that part? Then they showed Call of Duty in space. Yes, of course, Infinite Warfare is gonna have a VR experience. You know, I gotta say, I almost feel like they could have just put out Modern Warfare Remastered and just gave this space game a new IP, called it something completely different, but just say from the people that brought you Call of Duty. When you look at the game and people are like, that's Call of Duty, I'm like, no, it's not. No! Sure, but like, what are you, Scorpion? All of a sudden, get over here. But hey, you know, have fun with that. It's infinite. It's infinite fun, infinite warfare. And then they showed some Modern Warfare Remastered, and at this point I'm like, okay, all right, gun, shoot, shoot, shoot. Where's that classic joy of gaming that I grew up with? And then all of a sudden the entire room got really lit. But I mean lit like the room got lit, not like it's lit like, you know, slang talk. And then it got an island on the background, and I'm like, well, this music sounds kind of familiar to me. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, is this what I think it is? Is this what I think it is? Is this? Oh my God, yes! And then that sign came down, Crash Bandicoot, Crash is back! Yes! I can't believe it, we've been wanting for so long! Crash Bandicoot is back. Sony is going to do a remaster of the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games, and Crash Bandicoot is going to make an appearance in the latest Skylanders game, Skylanders Imaginators, where you can make your own Skylander. But why would I make a Skylander when you got Crash in it? I'm gonna play as Crash. I'm just happy. I just got Crash, man. I can't believe it. Like, when I think of PlayStation back in the day, I think of Crash Bandicoot driving up to the Nintendo office with that bullhorn, just talking smack. Then that dude in that big giant Crash Bandicoot suit, you gotta go find those commercials. They were just ridiculous and silly, but I loved them, and that's what I've always associated with PlayStation. That and Tomb Raider. Those were the 2 things I was like, that's PlayStation. I don't own it. My friend owns it and lets me watch him play it. That's what I remember about PlayStation. Then they showed Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens for some reason. The game's coming out in like 2 weeks. I guess they just want to let you know that you can play the demo now because, you know, if you don't know how a Lego game works, you can play the demo to see how it works. We're aware. Hey, can you bring this dude out that people seem to know? I think his name is Kojima. Let's just have him on stage. Glorious, everyone lost their minds. I don't know if you lost your mind at home, but if you were in that theater, oh man, it was like someone resurrected. This is like the video game version of Jesus. Like Kojima died for our sins of Konami and then rose back 3 days later into PlayStation. And he literally is like, I'm back. And I was like, oh shoot, Crash is back and Kojima is back. Is Kojima gonna be in Skylanders? Can we play in Skylanders as Kojima? I got Spyro, I got Crash, I got Hideo Kojima, let's go. Kojima Productions, which they already had announced earlier, they showed off their first game from this production company, and it's the Norman Reedus game. And I don't mean that like, oh, it's a character voiced by Norman Reedus. It looks and sounds and is Norman Reedus. I don't know if the character in the game is gonna have a specific name. I think they should call his character in the game Norman Reedus. Like, whatever the storyline is, I don't care. That would just make me so happy. And they're just like, what is your name? Norman Reedus? Where are you from? Earth. I was in this show called The Walking Dead. Now I'm in this video game. I'm Norman Reedus. That's my perfect Norman Reedus impression. Video games, they always showing scantily clad boobs and butts. Well, Kojima was like, fine, here you go. Here's a naked Norman Reedus for you. Yeah, boy, you see some Reedus CGI animated butt and a baby attached to him, and then there's these things in the sky, boom, and then you're just like, this is freaking creepy. Like, Kojima, this is some nightmares he must have had while he was working at Konami that he just put in video game form. And I think Norman Reedus was in those nightmares. He probably was watching Walking Dead, sad because he's working with these people on Metal Gear Solid, does not give him any love, not respecting him, wiping his name off everything. And he's just like, I don't feel good. And he ate too much cookie dough straight from the tin, and he fell asleep, and he had the dreams, and these dreams became Death Stranding. And that is how the creative mind works, people. So I'm very interested to see how successful this game is. If this game ends up being really good to play, and it also ends up being really a successful game, whoo, that's a clap back. That is a slap in the face to Konami. But hey, you know, Konami, you gave us Turtles in Time and Buster Bust Loose on the Super Nintendo. So I thought we were done. And then Sony was like, one more thing. And then they showed this shot of a city. To me, I already was like, this looks like New York. And then you hear a voice, and I'm like, that voice sounds familiar. And then I heard the word Queens. And I was just like, oh shoot, this is what I think it is. And then that Marvel logo came up. I was like, oh snap, it's a homecoming for everybody. Spider-Man, PS4's got Spider-Man, yes! Spider-Man is getting a video game on the PS4. I'm so excited. The trailer looked awesome. I love the suit. I'm curious if that is like a random suit that they decided to make for this game, or is that maybe a hint of what we may see Spider-Man wearing in Homecoming? I don't know. I don't know if we just got spoiled some things. That Spider-Man game looks awesome. I can't wait to play it. I'm so excited. I've been wanting them to do more with these Marvel characters than just Infinity and movie tie-in games, but like an actual game like they're doing with Batman. I want them to do something like that with Marvel, and this looks great. I really hope this is good because I'm super excited. It's gonna be made by Insomniac Games, people that brought us Ratchet and Clank, so that's great. I think that was the one I was the most excited for. I gotta be serious. I yelled out so loud when I realized it was Spider-Man. I was so excited because I just want to do that. I want to run around as Spider-Man in the city, swinging around and stuff. I mean, we had that back in the day. Spider-Man 2 was a really good version of that. If you remember those Spider-Man 3 games, especially that Wii one, this is what we need right here. This is the Spider-Man we need. Spider-Man is coming back in all forms, y'all. He coming back in movies. He's coming back in this. Spider-Man has returned, man. That Marvel walked into Sony's office like, look, we need to talk. Oh, man, I'm so excited. So excited for Spider-Man. It's in development, but I'm really excited about that. I'm so excited. I hope all the other Marvel heroes get a chance to get games like this, too. So awesome. Spider-Man. Really good press conference, really good games. Man, I need to play more games, man. I feel every year when I go to E3, I'm just like, why do I keep myself so busy? Stop working all the time, Andre, and play a game, or put the game in your work. Let me know what your favorite parts of the Sony PlayStation conference were, or if you didn't like it. Thank you also for subscribing to my channel. I make new nerdy videos all week, every week, and more E3 videos are to come. So if you are brand new here, make sure you subscribe so you can catch all of it. I love you like a play cousin. I'm out 5,000. Infinite Warfare. Boo.